In my books, there are only two passions in life: good food and my bicycle. Ever since I can remember, I've had a bike. Well, originally a tricycle. I've cycled my way around the world, eating the most delicious dishes from Pakistan's snow-topped mountains to Mexico's cactus-studded deserts. I must be the world's first cycling gourmet. And now here I am back home, keen to discover the amazing food that is on my own doorstep. Join me, Nell, that's Nell Nelson, as I eat my way round Scotland. This week's programme will be a tour along the banks of the River Spey, on a trail of malt whisky, smoked salmon and marinated venison, and ending on the Moray coast at Cullen with a welcoming bowl of chunky haddock potato soup, which the village is world famous for, Cullen Skink. When I left Scotland for Hong Kong 10 years ago, getting my bike onto the train was a nightmare. Now it's all so easy. So all in all, I'll be cycling about 70 miles, mostly along the Speyside Way, which is a designated cycling walking track, boasting some of Scotland's most glorious scenery. I started the day early, 6 o'clock in the morning, from Waverley Station in Edinburgh. And as the train wound its way north to the Highlands, snow began to fall and fall and fall. I don't even know if they make snow chains for bicycles, but I'm definitely cycling. And even if I feel like an extra off the set of Narnia, cycling through the snow will definitely make me hungry. So I'm glad I've arranged to meet Lynn, the local champion porridge maker, for breakfast along the way. It looks so cold outside, but beautiful at the same time. And it's so lovely and warm and toasty in Lynn's kitchen. But I really have to get moving if I ever hope to get out of here. Lynn thought I was mad to cycle today, but then again, who wouldn't? I feel warm inside, but my fingers and toes are so cold. They could fall off at any moment. Is this what frostbite feels like? I'm meeting Dutch chef Victor Jensen, who is as passionate for cycling and cooking with local produce as I am. We've arranged to meet at the old train station at Ballindalach. Just a few hours ago, I was in Arctic conditions. Now it feels like spring. Mountain weather is unpredictable, but oh so inspiring.
Hi, good morning, Victor.
Good morning, Nell. Did you have a good ride?
I had a very good ride, thank you.
And how's the porridge this morning?
Very good. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
But you're a long way from home, aren't you? Really?
Well, from Holland to South Africa, and 31 years in South Africa, yes.
And you're chefing the whole time?
At a restaurant for 29 years in South Africa, Durban.
And what brought you back to the cycle part of Scotland?
Lovely Scottish wife, met her in South Africa.
And now you've got a hotel just up the road?
Yes, we came beginning of 2000, found Minmore, fell in love with it, and here we are, 6 years
Let's
later.
go! So Victor, compared to South Africa, what's the produce like in Scotland?
It's chef's dream now. It's absolutely fantastic. I couldn't believe it when I got here, that the availability of venison, the superb lamb, and the Aberdeen Angus. I think it's the finest beef in the world.
And then the venison, there's different varieties of venison, isn't there, in Scotland?
Well, mainly the roe deer and the red deer. Now, I personally prefer the red deer because it lives on the high hills, it feeds on heather and herbs, and I think it's got a better flavor. It's not quite as gamey as a roe deer.
So what are we having tonight?
Oh, we're having medallions of red deer.
With anything special?
Oh, very special. It's marinated in olive oil with juniper berries, bay leaves, lemon thyme, pan-fried with foie gras.
Oh, let's go
served
fast.
on rosti, potato pancake, finished with a chocolate toast.
Victor's going ahead to prep dinner. I love combining food and drink, so I hope I can find a whiskey that'll match all the flavours and textures he's promised.
That's a very tricky request to pick a whiskey to combine with venison. But I think in our warehouse here, we'll find something quite suitable.
You've got enough barrels here.
We have a lot of barrels here. We have about 8,000 or 9,000 maturing here. I'm looking for an 18-year-old. I think the 18-year-old would go best.
So what year is that?
That would be 1988.
And what's so good about an 18-year-old whiskey?
The 18-year-old is very rich and sweet and fruity and floral, and will go perfectly with Scottish venison. I haven't seen
Is that not,
one yet.
that's 88? Is that 88?
Yeah, that's this one here.
Oh, excellent. What, on a whole barrel?
You're not getting the barrel, but if you'd like to come with me, I can give you a bottle of 18-year-old.
What, just the one?
Well, you can have more if you like, but you can start with one.
Well, that's very fair. Now, I can probably only get about one or two on my bike.
I'm really looking forward to staying with Victor and meeting his wife Lynn at Minmore House. After such a cold, wet, snowy start this morning, I can only hope my 18-year-old malt hits the mark.
Hello, Lynn.
Come in,
Thank you. Oh, no, shut the door.
And here we are starting off with the marinade, one of my favorite dishes. We got olive oil, we got fresh thyme.
Oh, that's from thyme. It's got a fantastic sort of fresh
Yes,
lemon
thyme,
flavour.
thyme,
Oh, it's
yes.
lemon thyme.
Lemon thyme, bay leaves, juniper berries, black pepper, crushed black pepper, garlic. And we're starting off with the thyme,
So that gives it a nice lemon kick.
a couple of bay leaves,
And that's like a juniper.
some juniper berries, which are just going to crush in the mortar.
Because juniper, that's a great partner with game, isn't it?
It's a fantastic complement to game venison. Really, the two flavors goes very well together. It doesn't dominate the lovely flavor of the meat.
Also goes very well in a tonic. Gin and tonic.
Yes. And some black pepper.
And what's the pepper? Does that add another bit of a
Just
kick?
a bit of spice to it. Crushed garlic. It's probably one of the herbs the red deer in the mountain would be eating.
Oh,
with
right.
fresh wild garlic. You know, so it goes well together. And then the olive oil. Yes, add olive
Now, is
oil
that
into it.
special extra super duper virgin or?
No, normal ordinary olive oil.
And then you whisk that.
Just put it in the blender. Liquidizer. Right. That should be ready now. Just have a smell of
That's
this.
lovely because you can smell the. I mean, I know the garlic will go down, but you get
Yes.
a real sort of blast. Oh, that looks amazing. And how long will you marinate the venison?
For 24 hours. It doesn't need more than 24 hours. Basically, it's to relax the meat, add a little bit of flavor of the herbs.
So then this is the venison here.
Yes, this is the red deer.
And then which bit of the animal is this from?
This is from the saddle, which is the loin.
So that's the back.
The back, yeah. The loin is a lovely part of which I've already filleted.
And there's no, I mean, I know venison's low fat, but there's just no fat there at all,
No fat
is
at
there?
all, and very low in cholesterol.
And is there a special way to cut this?
Yes, I'll cut this in the. This is the loin, what we call the strip loin, and the grain. As you can see, the grain runs this way. So I'm going to cut medallions.
So you're cutting against the grain.
That's correct. Yes.
And how does that affect the flavour or the texture?
It's not the flavor, but the texture when you're cooking it. You're putting your knife through the medallions. You're cutting it with the grain.
Ah. And then, so that's quite generous. Do they shrink a bit in cooking?
They do shrink a bit in cooking, yes.
And then what does the bashing, you need to bash, what's the bashing do?
Yeah, the marinade can penetrate through this much better.
And is this one of your signature dishes at Minmore House?
Yes, it is. Venison is one of the lovely local ingredients available here.
Did you just get it from just down the road? Or uphill, I should say.
It comes from the hills.
Excellent. Well, I think in the meantime, we deserve a drink.
I would
Can I
love
tempt you
one.
to some of the 18-year-old that's supposed to go so well with venison?
Fine.
Pleasure. Lucky little venison. It's good, isn't it?
I just love to watch Victor cook. He makes it look so easy, and all his ingredients are so fresh and delicious. Victor is making a sauce of onion marmalade, butter and balsamic vinegar. What a great way to jazz up green beans. Steaming carrots is a wonderful way to keep the vitamins in, and honey, butter and thyme are perfect for glamming up this versatile vegetable. The humble grated potato doesn't sound that sexy, but when you call it a rosti, you can double the price.
Which is now marinated for 24 hours.
Victor has been marinating this fantastic venison for 24 hours now. Just a bit of seasoning and then cook it over a high heat to seal it quickly. It smells fantastic. All the garlic, thyme and juniper flavours are coming through. Foie gras, or goose liver, is easy to overcook. So the key here is to never take your eye off this luxury ingredient. Sizzling hot rosti, marinated venison, meltingly soft foie gras, rich red wine sauce, and a bunch of red currants to top it all off. And the best bit? Sitting down to eat with Victor and Lynn. Cooking with Victor makes me want to put on an apron and rustle up something fantastic myself. There's a very good deli called the Spey Larder just off the Speyside Way at Aberlour that I'm really keen to check out.
Delis have been springing up all over Scotland. And this one's been here for over 100 years and in fact still has some of the original fittings.
There's a good variety of food here, some from the other side of the world and some very near. Fresh local produce and a very tempting selection of whisky. I want to create a delicious pasta dish with Speyside smoked salmon, local double cream, whisky and dill, if I can get it. One of the great things about cycling around the world is the amazing dining opportunities that just spring up in front of me. Who said luxury dining with a fantastic view should be confined to five-star restaurants? This is the perfect place to set up camp. Luckily, there's no wind to blow up my trusty camp stove. Add a touch of sea salt. Then when the pasta is cooked and drained, I'm adding a good splash of double cream, tearing off strips of smoked salmon, as much as you like, and stir it into the cream until the salmon goes slightly pink. Add some of the water of life. The whisky cuts through the cream and salmon and adds an edge to the dish. Delicious, if I say so myself, and even better from eating outside with a fast-moving Spey as my backdrop. The Speyside Way, which I picked up at Carbridge, ends at Buckie on the Murray coast, so I'm going to swap river fish for sea fish as I head east along this stunning piece of coastline. I'll end my journey in the small fishing village of Cullen with hot Cullen Skink soup. Ellie of Ellie's Fish and Chip Shop stuck her nose into every cooking pot in the village for the ultimate recipe for this legendary soup, and she's going to share the secret with us.
Hey, hello! How was your trip? Very good. Fantastic scenery. Cullen Skink soup, please. So now what's in Cullen Skink? Obviously, potato, onion.
Potatoes, onion, Scottish smoked haddock, milk, butter, salt, pepper, and mustard. That's it. When I decided to do Cullen Skink, I asked about 10 people in Cullen. I got 10 different recipes. So I tried them all out and gave them out as samples, and we came up with this recipe as the best, most popular.
Because you had quite an amazing story how you started making Cullen Skink, haven't you?
Well, I've had the chip shop 2 years, and just over a year ago, I had a house fire. It was dreadful, and I lost everything. And I was so low, and I'd nowhere to go really. So I spent a lot of time in the chip shop, and well, first of all, I went for the Fish and Chip Shop of the Year award, and I came in the top 10. And then I decided to keep going, and so I started to do the Cullen Skink.
Because the people of Cullen were really good to you, weren't they, after the fire?
Oh, brilliant. You know, I got furniture, clothes, everything. I can't thank them enough, really.
And that's what got you started now.
And my customers were my therapy.
So this is the haddock for the Cullen Skink?
Yes, this is Scottish smoked undyed haddock. So what I usually do is I usually chop the tail ends off, because they go hard sometimes when you're cooking them. And then I just chop it into bite-sized pieces, really.
So again, that's two fillets, that would do 4 people. So you get a good half fish each.
Yeah.
So Ellie, how long have the potato and onions been simmering away for?
Oh, 10 to 15 minutes. Oh yeah, they look great.
Excellent.
Yeah,
so now
ready.
what happens next?
Right, now I get the butter.
And this,
So,
how much butter is this?
2 ounces. Yeah. So
And
I
that's
just
for 4
pop that.
people?
Yeah, I pop that in there.
And then what's these? Now these are your dry ingredients.
Yeah,
What's that?
there's plain flour, mustard, pepper and salt.
And is that a bit of a secret trick?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. It was in one of the recipes, but it isn't in all of them.
You didn't add any salt to the water there, did you?
No. Right, then this is a tricky
So it's
bit.
melted. Oh, right. I won't distract you, Ellie.
Yeah,
I won't
okay.
ask you any difficult questions.
Right. Can you pass me the milk, Nell, please?
So that's going in. How much is that?
Yeah, that's a pint of milk, full cream milk.
I know. So you're making it like a white sauce.
Yes,
then.
that's
So you have to
right.
stir it once you cook the flour.
And this is a tricky bit because it can go lumpy. So you keep stirring and stirring, and it starts to thicken.
Oh, I can smell.
Yeah.
You get the whiff of the mustard.
Yes.
You get the salt and the pepper coming up.
And then we had the fish actually at this stage.
Is this
Yeah.
time for the fish? So that's all. That's the 2 fillets chopped
Yes,
that we go
yes,
in.
chopped.
Ah,
Okay.
set them all.
Yeah.
So that shouldn't take too long to cook. 'Cause it's already chopped up, isn't it?
That's right. And then I'll drain the potatoes.
Do I do that?
Yes, you can do that.
I can make
No,
myself
thank you.
useful
Yeah,
rather than
thank
just
you.
watching, asking
Yeah.
questions. There. Ellie, that's them drained.
That's okay. Do you want to pour them in there now for me, please?
Yeah, and they go right.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Right. Oh.
just bring it to the boil and let it simmer for about 10 minutes.
So that's a really fast supper to make, isn't
yeah,
it?
I think so.
This is the moment I've been waiting for.
Yes, here you are.
So I can have
Yeah, can you pass
digging
me a
in.
bowl? There we are.
Baking bowl.
Okay.
That looks delicious.
Yeah, that looks gorgeous, isn't it?
Oh, that looks super. Now I want the whole works. Can I
Shall
have
I
my
do the parsley?
yes, can I have my parsley too?
There you go.
There's one last stop left while I'm here in Cullen. I hear there's a very famous ice cream shop just up the street.
Hiya.
Hello.
Hello.
I've just had several bowls of soup down at Ellie's, and on my next stop, ready for an ice cream. But I think I've travelled far. But not your ice cream, but your sweeties travel a lot further, don't they?
Do you mean about the troops? The troops in Iraq?
Ellie was telling me about this.
Just really through RAF booking, they used to come into us weekly and bring the troops in when they were training in Lossiemouth. And then they asked us would we one day send them ice cream to where they were going, and when we asked them where it was, they said Iraq, which unfortunately we couldn't, but we sent them the sweets instead.
Well, I mean, boxes, how does it
Boxes,
work?
we send them boxes and boxes, anything that we think they'd like or any special requests. We always ask them if there's anything special that they'd like.
And have you had a good feedback from
Yeah,
the
we
boys
do. We
in
get
Iraq?
quite a lot of letters. The girls have been digging out some of them now, and it's just, they don't get much time, but it's when they write a thank you to us, and then it means a lot to us. So this one is for the lovely ladies from Cullen Ice Cream Shop. Thank you so very much for the sweeties. Don't think we could have carried on without them. I especially enjoyed the lollipops and the toffee candy, even when they get a bit sticky in the sun. And that one's from Dave.
Now, I know that you can't send ice cream out to them. I wouldn't mind trying an ice cream.
You'd like one of our ice
Yeah, the
creams?
homemade vanilla
Yeah,
that
no,
everyone's
that's fine.
raving about.
That's fine. Would you like a cone?
Yeah, I'd love a cone,
Uh-huh.
yes. So this homemade vanilla, it's all made here on
It's
the
all
premises.
made on the premises.
But you're not, it's a
Completely.
secret. You won't tell.
It's
You won't
definitely,
even
no,
hint.
definitely
You
not.
won't even hint what's in it. But I know it must be good because I've heard that you get queues all the way down past Ellie's. No, it is. It's delicious. If you had told me yesterday morning when I was shoveling down porridge and battling through the snow that I'd be standing here eating an ice cream, I wouldn't have believed you. I've had an amazing 2 days of dramatic cycling, fueled by gourmet venison and whiskey-flavoured pasta, following the River Spey all the way up to this dramatic coastline here at Cullen. So, if you're up for the ride, join me next week as I take another bite out of Scotland. And